From the strokes of the paintbrush to the rhythm of the stage, women have defined art in the most bold and brilliant ways.
Indeed, Nigerian women have used art to highlight and reshape our cultural norms, advocate for social justice, and celebrate our vibrant experiences.
Oh yes, Thelma, women's creativities have challenged norms, inspired movement, and redefined art in the way that it can be.
And that's why today on Weekend Deal, we bring their contributions to the center stage. We bring it to the fore to celebrate all the excellent steps they have taken along the way.
It is your favorite weekend show, Weekend Deal, coming to you from the network service of the NTA. Join us as we explore the colorful world of women in art. My name is Patience Eloy Abba.
My name is Thelma Obaza. I warmly, very warmly indeed, welcome you to Weekend Deal.
Today, we are celebrating the women. We're celebrating women in art. You see, when women have the power to create, they shape narratives that are authentic and powerful. And we'll start our conversation this morning with a contribution by Emeka. And it is The Power of Words, Women in Spoken Words Poetry. Stay with us.
We're going to our
we're going to our lounge.
Okay then. So we see you right after.
Yeah.
Spoken word women, that's amazing.
Amazing.
Nice
amazing.
One.
Let's see that.
What is a child but a basket? Something to fill with thoughts and prayers, to carry hopes and dreams. And what is a mother's dream but for her child to own a basket? To birth a miracle with grandmother's eyes and father's smile. Decades of sacrifice echo in that first cry, as though to say, I am here now. You did it. You danced with bald fists and knobby knees to the tune of all that was expected of you. You gritted your teeth and bit your tongue as they spoke over you. As their dreams laid bones in your belly, you did not fight. You did not complain. You did not tell them of the nights you woke screaming or the nights you sat in vigil mourning the loss of your dreams, watching them evaporate, turn to smoke, a clear cry for help that they did not see because they could not see you. No, they were too busy celebrating the birth of a new dream, the gift of a new basket to fill with more thoughts and more prayers. And you dream turned dreamer, you tied your mother's wrapper across your chest, held your hopes in your arms as you rocked back and forth, trying to soothe the hunger. You sang lullabies, the same gentle melodies that lined the lips of the women in your family, vessels overflowing with voices that knew nothing of being heard until they learned to sing. But you never wished to be like the women in your family, so you sang quietly, with whispered promises of something better, something other than this endless emptying of self. You stared at your reflection in the mirror, willing it to speak, to give you instructions on how to become yourself again. You stood there, unblinking, unyielding, praying, hoping, waiting for a sign, a miracle, something, anything to prove that you were more than just another basket. Because deep down, you knew that you were. My name is Munachi Okafo. I am a spoken word artist and poet. I won the IMI Poetry Slam that happened in February of 2025. I am currently planning an all-women's poetry event to take place this March, just to celebrate Women's History Month with other female poets and creatives. Titilope especially is somebody that I particularly admire. I've always admired her. In fact, her work sort of influences the way that I write in a very big way. Some people have said she inspired me to release my first poetry album, which I released last year. Poetry writing in general, it creates conversations. That's the entire point, to spark conversations that leads people to think more these norms and think more about these things that we are calling out as more, and create more art about them. Then more people start to notice and more people start to actually think twice about these things, and that is the foundation that change is built upon. You know, people still do not really recognize poets as artists to really pay much attention to or even pay very well for their services. And there's also the question of the content that you release as a poet. People always complain that women are always talking about abuse, women are always talking about what the society has done to them. And there's just always that, do I do this and talk about this thing to pander to what people want me to do, or do I actually talk about the things that are important to me? Digital space is one place where the issue of presentation can come up a lot, where you have people that are more interested in judging the appearance of the women instead of the actual art form that they are providing. Women especially have such amazing, rich stories to tell, and those stories need to be told by women. It's not enough to have other people telling our stories. We need to tell our stories ourselves.
Patience launched, Wow, amazing. You know, we're just talking about the amazing steps that women have been taking since we had our first female broadcaster in the African continent emanating from Nigeria so many years ago. And women here all excited, and we want to begin to unveil the beauty and the spectacular showing that we have put together for you today on Weekend Deal. We have friends in the house. Let me start by welcoming one of them. Well, her name is Chi. What the full name? Chineye Wora. Chineye Wora is the chief executive, is a media entrepreneur, film producer, and the founder of Jan Creative Media. You get to know her more when you see her profile.
You're welcome, Chineye Nwora. It's just big pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's all about the women, and the women are coming into our studio with their A game. So it's an honor to introduce our next guest. She is KK Bongozikwe. I'm sure that name resonates. It resonates with all of you, our legendary Bongozikwe. She's the daughter. She is in her own right the CEO of Kganics and MD Sikwe Center for Youth Development and Entertainment. Her profile is next.
Great to have you on Weekend Deal. And thank you for bringing love from Daddy to us today. 100%. Yes, amazing, because he set the tone for many of his children, not just biological, for many creative people to work, to learn, to glean, and hence many of us can celebrate today. So welcome you ladies. Thank you. Your amazing steps have trounced the continent ahead of you. Hence we are honored to have you in our midst today on Weekend Deal, sharing your story with Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Okay, your smile is just so enchanting. Okay, so let's take off with you. You know, in 1959, a very humble Nigerian lady of Yoruba descent opened up an interesting landscape for Nigerian women, African women, to begin to show themselves, doing things that they did not have the hands-on experience for. But she opened up with courage. And from that time till now, women have been putting themselves out there at the forefront. If you were to surmise what we've achieved from 1959 till now, women in creative arts, how would you say we are faring, not have fared? Greatness is still ahead. How would you say we are faring? Sitting comfortably amidst a hub, such as what you do, working with creative youths.
Yes. I'll say it's been amazing. I mean, I'll say I'm grateful, first of all, that we're even being... Some might be upset to hear someone say, be given the opportunity, because we know everyone will say, well, we're supposed to have a place. But let's be real. In Nigeria, we've been given the opportunity, we've been allowed to express ourselves. So it's been great to be able to see that we have gotten this far. Because, I mean, come on, with the likes of the Funke Akindeles and with her sitting down here, Chinenge, and well, I'll still say mine is because of my dad. So, but I mean, with everybody, that all the names that we know now, it's great, especially knowing that we can almost stand beside the men too in that kind of space.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, whether I would like it or not, even the entertainment space, the art space is dominated by men. But I'm always excited when I meet women behind the camera. Women who are also shaping the narrative, writing our stories and telling our authentic stories the way we are as women. And that's who you are, Chinenye. Once again, I celebrate you. What is it like being behind the camera in the first place? Where all women want to be in front of the camera, you're behind. Why are you behind, and why did you choose to be behind the camera?
I think in life we all have our assignments. Everybody will not be on the front of the camera. True. And the narrative is that whether you're in the front of the camera, behind the camera, we're all working towards, an exciting future for the women, ensuring that our voices are heard. I bring it home as a mother, Some people, like you see a footballer, like she was so excited about Osimhen. So, yeah. So when you see the successes behind him, you will see his mother. You will see so many people. You understand the women in his life. So we all are not made to be in front of the camera. Some of us are meant to be behind the camera, shaping the narratives. Like in filmmaking, where I am, in storytelling, in capacity development, ensuring the future filmmakers are given opportunity. That mother care, we bring it into the space where we work, either in front or behind the camera. So it's very exciting being a woman behind the camera.
Nice one. I will come to talk about the movies you've made, the awards that you have garnered, and how it is changing the narrative and reshaping it for our cultural norms and traditions, and for women as well. We celebrate everybody, men, women, but today, it's like you took the bull by the horns. But you said something which I want Keke to expatiate further on. You said, we all have our assignment.
Yes.
Keke, women, we are doing our assignment in the creative sphere of Nigeria. What are we taking from those that came before us? And how can we be hands-on enough to innovate and interest some of the young ones who are coming behind us? Like she said, we have our assignment cut out.
Yeah. No, we definitely have our assignment cut out for us. For as long as we're alive, we don't have a choice but to learn. When we have all these stories are what actually give us that, Americans say, the battery in your back. That's what gives you that push to be able to move up. So to be able to see, you hear the negative stories, but when you hear the positive stories, if nothing at all, yes, I can do it. And then maybe even some of the negative stories, you say, okay, well, why didn't it work out? And then that gives you that.
Yeah, working with youth, give us a real life story, what it's like.
Oh my.
With the youths you are with. We hear Gen Z, we hear many nice names, with which they are regarded today. How is that impacting their creative journey? How is that impacting storytelling? How are you, as a woman at the helm, How are you able to work with them and equip them for the journey ahead?
Okay, so I know you're referring to our center in Makurdi. It's been a very interesting journey, to be honest. And yes, a lot of youth have been attracted to us. Funny enough, we're even having more females showing up in our space than the men. I think what I feel I'm learning from them is don't help them stay stuck in whatever the stereotype is. Okay. You know, I mean, I personally am someone who expects, like, I don't be worried about the environment. Do you? You know, so I'm always
authentic.
Yes, I'm always about, like, what is so special about you that, I mean, God doesn't create us and just drops you. There's always something in you. So I feel like maybe it's that resilience that women typically would have. I think it's a natural thing in us, like, nah, we are not going to stay down. We have to come up.
Yeah.
So it's left for me to just try to say, okay, what is it in you? And we just try to pull it out and try to make it as shine as much as possible. Yeah.
Interesting. I'll come to you now, Mrs. Nwara. What are some of the challenges you're facing as a female producer? What are your strongest challenges?
As a female producer, there's no peculiar challenges. The challenges we face as filmmakers is both female and male. Okay, it's not peculiar to it because you're female or because you're male. You know, so basically, it's just the challenges are as a filmmaker and not as a female. Yeah, because. It's just everybody.
So tell us about the challenges generally.
So generally, we're doing amazingly well in the industry, both the male and the female. And talking about the challenges in the film industry, you know, infrastructure is what I would just say. You know, that's what I would say. Yes, and then talking about capacity building, you know, we need to focus on training. You know, talents, you know, ensuring that talents are well trained in cinematography, in directing, in editing, you know, those behind the cameras, not only about the acting. Yeah, because these talents are very important. It is. Yeah. You can't make a film without a couple of these talents here and there.
Post-production.
Post-production, very
it's
important.
Key,
very, very important. So if I am to say here, what we need is mostly infrastructure. Money, yes, but if you have money and you don't have a structure, your money can't do anything for you. Money can't do anything. You won't even know what to use the money to do. And when you impute the money, it won't show because you don't have structure. Distribution also is involved in the structure. I'm talking about, you know, we need distribution, we need to train the younger ones. Capacity training is very key.
But now that we have the advantage of media, many of our young people are online. Yeah. I know some of the amazing movies you have made. People are feeding their eyes and getting their brain energized with what women are doing. These are the questions, the comment. But when we come back, feel free to answer it. You know, when I've spoken to female politicians, they will say, when they are going to vote, anywhere they see woman, they put their thumb. They don't want to know that she got this far to be on, they put their thumb. When you are making a movie, are you thinking, anywhere I say woman, join my team. Anywhere I say woman, join my crew. But that'll be after we return. We're going to Ibadan. ETV. Wow, amazing. So ETV, what are you putting together? It's all about women in performing arts. We love to dance. We love great music. And we even reel it out time and time again. Lagos, Center for Excellence. It's not just a call for show. What did you put together? Please share.
When your nightmares and your dreams, and now I'm compelled.
The visibility of women in performing arts, especially in Nigeria, has evolved significantly in recent years. For instance, Mercy Chinwo, Yemi Alade, Kafi, Kora Obidi, Tiwa Savage, Tenny, and many more female artists have become global superstars.
My confidence.
Nevertheless, your success stories have defied barriers, shattered expectations and reshaped the performing arts industry in the country. Though the music industry have been dominated by men for years, now many women are making waves, shaping the sound and beat of Nigerian music. Also, women in dance and choreography have helped professionalize the industry, training the young ones, creating dance academies and workshops for young talents, while many use dance as a tool for storytelling, thereby addressing societal issues through performance.
So it is a great joy seeing your work being done well by somebody else, and then they are not just doing it because they want to do it, they are doing it because they want to have fun while doing it. So for me, it is actually great when I see my work out there on the faces of the parents, the kids, they are all happy, just the smile.
I have put in years of love and passion for the dance, for dance as a career, and it's materialized in me becoming the first female chairman of the Guild of Nigerian Dance Practitioners.
The challenge for me is the fact that before you start anything, you have to do ×2 to prove your worth. You have to prove and let them know that I can actually do this thing way more than what the men are doing.
And also there's the sexual harassment. Trust me, there's a lot of that as well.
As a woman, performing woman, I've had to take time to find me so that even in those colors, in those kaleidoscope, in those elements, I don't lose me.
The impact of Western influences on performing arts has been complex and multifaceted.
Now, we're not just dealing with our own culture. We have cultures and dance move, from the music to the dance, from different parts of the country. But at the same time, it has as well given us a bit of challenge because we now have a watered down culture. We don't really have the roots of our own culture to say. It is now like in between because we are trying to give entertainment to our international audience, so to say.
In dance, we have exchange programs where people from the Western world are able to come in here. We exchange, dancers go over there, they come over here. That way, it's a broader field for people to know what you're doing, what you're about, and your dreams and everything.
But has it taken away our culture? No. Has it taken away the way we dance? No. It has only added extra exposure to the way we're able to bring that our dance to the forefront.
Despite the barriers and challenges, women in performing arts are still making waves and benefiting from the industry.
Dance has been impactful in my purse. It has taken me through school. It has paid my rent. It has paid school fees. It has made me travel outside the country.
Nigerian female choreographer and dancer have helped shape the visual storytelling of Afrobeats and dance. Kafayat Oluwatoyin Shafu, popularly known as Kafi, broke the Guinness World Record for the longest dance party at the Nokia Silverbird Dance-a-thon in 2006 and Best Female Dancer Award in 2014. Also, she and other women dancers have contributed to major international events showcasing Nigeria's rich dance culture.
I've been opportune to work with notable names in the industry, in the dance industry, from organizations to, individuals and directors and across board. I worked with Ijodi. Kafi and I are also contemporaries. We've worked together on several projects and so many.
In as much as Nigerian women in music, dance and choreography are breaking barriers and gaining international recognition, they still need our support and recognition in order to continue to strive and gain global prominence.
Ooh-wee, I want all the money in the world.
That's JD. There's Tiwa. There's Thames. I can go on and on. There's Yemi Alade. And then when we come to movies, we have these women that have made us proud and sitting right here in the studio. It is an honor to introduce our guest. She's like a family member now because she's been here before, but a woman that keeps making us proud, keeps looking young, keeps looking beautiful. She's not, and like I said, I like women behind the camera. She is in front of the camera and she is also behind the camera. And I'm talking of no other than Mona Lisa Chinda. Actress, producer, director, founder, Arise Mona Lisa Foundation. Let's see her profile. Queen, that's the Queen herself. You're welcome.
We welcome you to Weekend. Like Bishop said earlier, when you've come before, you're a family member.
Yeah.
So, family member, where have you been?
I've been
It's been a bit.
No, where have I? Has it been a bit? Yeah. I've been around. I've just been waiting for my family member to, give me just a phone call away. Just give me that call, and I'm just bouncing here.
We just love you.
Please feel free to stroll in anytime.
Thank you so much.
We just
Great
love
to have you today with us on Weekend. We are celebrating women who continue to be role models and set examples. They conquered territories that hitherto people thought how, when, and you do it with such ease, such passion, such finesse. We welcome you. Doesn't hurt that you're beautiful too.
Yeah. Easy on the eye.
Nice to have you with us, Queen Mona Lisa. Nice. We've been celebrating some queens behind. Now we have a queen who's combining both. What is it like? Because earlier, before you came, Chichi said that we have our assignment cut out. Would you say when fame, when it embraced you, you knew your assignment was cut out, or you're just doing a job just because of the passion?
I buy into that. Knowing your assignment has already been designed and designated for you as a woman, and it takes a woman of substance, women who already know where they're headed, to recognize that this is their space, and they'll own it with all dignity, all respect that's supposed to be accorded to them. Now, even if you're not recognized, in the world publicly, like I didn't even know she was the one that did Shantytown. Your work, everything you do will speak for you.
Yes, true.
So yes, I totally agree that your assignment is for you to recognize that assignment and chart a course towards it, and be very sensitive, because you might fall by the wayside if you're not careful.
I know that nothing is an excuse for a man to harass a woman, but do you think that sometimes some women do not present themselves well? She came here and she's sitting here, and then she said Shantytown, and we all say, "Whoa, your work." Do you think sometimes women do not come with their talents? They don't come seriously the way they should come? And I'll allow you to answer that question, Chichi. Do you think sometimes women, we look at our outward beauty more than the work that we should present before a pitch or anything?
I think it's all about orientation.
Okay.
So the ladies you're talking about that were not fully dressed for auditioning, it's about who they are. It's not about the industry.
Okay.
It's not about women.
I agree.
You can't use whatever they did to say women are positioning themselves in such a way during auditioning. I've been to many auditions where, I've seen people fully dressed, well presented. So it's about orientation and the background of the person. So it's individual preferences. It's not about the industry. It's not about the female. It's not about the actors.
Just who they are.
It's who she or whoever they are. Yeah, so that is it. Yeah, so it's about individual.
Okay, the way somebody, we grew up hearing dress the way you want to be addressed. How important is it to dress the way you want to be addressed? If you were to speak to this issue, we have many young actresses or actors today that are paving the way, for themselves, but they are platforming their experiences on those who came before them. There's no way they can make headway if they don't have people like you lifting them up. Is it intentional to make such a grave, because if someone didn't understand, they would say they came there for something else, but perhaps it's the way they want to dress. How intentional should we be in presentation in a creative industry such as this? Presentation and the way we package ourselves, from audition to when we get the role, to what happens when we're doing it, to what happens after, and in how we tell our stories locally and internationally by our ensembles.
So there are two sides to this. I don't want to give excuses for anybody, but are they meant to look the parts? Are they being given the part of maybe a prostitute for them to reenact, to showcase that they can act like that? Or do they just come generally for the audition?
For the audition.
So that is that. So now orientation is, plays a very vital role to this. And because it's a woke society, people just think that, if I dress anyhow, don't look at what I'm wearing, look at what is the substance. Sometimes because I'm old school, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. So I leave the woke society, the people who feel this will work for them to decide. But I cannot, support such. So on that note, I would say that orientation is very vital. And then get a manager, what they call them, female PR personality or communications person. Or even if you can't afford to get that, make yourself or put yourself around people, or find yourself around people who can mentor you. You can't here come for an audition, and you are so tacky in the way you appear. They address the way you're meant to be addressed. Yes, absolutely. So I think I don't know. When I saw that publication or that video that went viral, I was thinking maybe they came to look the part for the job. I can't understand how you can come almost half naked to an audition that everybody will see. It will go, probably she's televising it and all of that. Cameras are there. So we all need to be, women, we need to also put ourselves together, package ourselves, so people don't just talk to you anyhow. And I heard that it sparked a lot of controversy.
It did.
The woke generation were supporting
that they can dress anyhow,
whilst the old school like me
too, we're angry.
I wasn't angry. I was just, I felt pity because maybe they didn't know.
No, we all know.
I'm sorry, but you should know, because that gets to tell me what you're coming for, or because, whether we like it or not, it's important. You're passing whatever you're wearing. So you're trying to deliver a message.
Yes.
Yeah. That's. I don't think anybody doesn't know that they're delivering a message when they're dressed a particular way. Or that's my impression.
And I agree, because we all know what should be private part and what should be in the public.
It's called private.
It's called private part. So if a girl decides to go for audition exposing her private parts,
so again,
there is a problem.
The orientation should have started there. I feel that proper address would have been, meted to the girls outside the campus. So as opposed to the whole,
But again, they want to teach the other girls lessons.
Because sometimes, like we learn, all of us have had to be corrected at different levels in our different careers. And if the person ahead of us has felt they ought to know, many of us will not be where we are today.
Exactly.
We need to come in with the assumption that they don't know. At least you tried them once, they didn't know, but now they've been corrected. Because the essence of correcting somebody is not to humiliate them, not to embarrass them. If you really desire change, you must deal with the utmost regard for that person. It is true that the way you dress is, represents who you really are. But if we want a change, how ought we to encapsulate the matter in a way that it will serve as a lesson for all others who are coming?
Yeah, true. But so like Kaka Chichi. So have you not noticed that in our industry, as big as it is, nobody's doing, trying to put out a workshop out there? try to, put like this orientation thing we're talking about. We haven't even tried going out of our way to, speak to some of our young ones.
Yes,
And put up a workshop out there for them, for people to know that this is, you ought to do this, you ought to do that. You don't have to be seen here. You don't have to be, So we too have a lot of work to do.
I agree. There's a lot of work to be done because some of the faves they look up to are practically naked on Instagram. They are snapping birthday pictures with everything exposed, and these young ones follow these people. So we must start also to know what to put out there as veterans. You understand? I mean, a veteran like you, yeah, of course. We see a lot, some of them dress, and we are like, you've made the mark already. You are there already, sister. What do you want proof? You're embarrassed.
Okay, but some will even say, if you are not there, is the nakedness the way you're going to get there fast? What kind of publicity or fame do you desire? What kind do you desire? Well, our stars are here. We're excited. The discussion, we hope, is impacting you. We'll tell you more when we come back from our second break. Don't go away.
Welcome back. It's all about women in the arts, and we have amazing artists in the house. One just joined us, and she's going to introduce herself by what she does. Joy, take it away.
I will wait on the Lord. He is my refuge, my strong tower and my head. I will wait on the Lord. He is my refuge, my strong tower and my head. And when men say there's a casting down,
there's a
lifting for you. You have the Lord, who is your help. My God is never late. He's never weary. He's always on time. I will wait on the Lord. He is my refuge, my strong tower and my head. And when men say there's a casting down, there's a lifting for me, I have the Lord, who is my head. When the doctor says too late in your case, just tell him you have your God. He's always on time. I will wait on the Lord. He's my refuge, my strong tower, and my help. When men say there's a casting down, there's a lifting for you. You have the Lord, who is your help. Hallelujah. Keep waiting on God. He's always on time. He's never late. His timing is perfect.
Thank you,
God
John.
bless you.
It's okay. Let's say our profile. I think our profile is next.
Celebrate you, Joy, Ada. Nice.
You're welcome.
And
Good
to see
vocals.
the four amazing offspring. You've been working hard behind the scenes, girl. You're working hard behind, working hard in front, working hard all around. Yes, that waiting is quite, it's a very challenging process. Whether you take it from the religious angle or from the physical, figurative, waiting for your time and your turn is what has become very challenging for many people. People want to jump the queue. They want to go ahead. Perhaps that brings us back to what we were discussing before.
Exactly.
You talked about dressing, harassment and all, but I want to go to my producer. my producer. Yes, please. Someone asked you here about casting. You do cast, and you auditioned, before your film started recording, to the extent that you have been celebrated at home and abroad today and winning awards locally and internationally. Tell us about the experience. You've put together, there's a script ready, and you are seeking. You want to tell the Nigerian story in the best way possible, and you are seeking from stars like Mona Lisa and others. You want to bring somebody who can properly, deliver. What are you looking out for the most part? And how do you think the cast that you have selected have been able to reflect on your story and bring you the success that we're highlighting today?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, when you have a story, you've done your story workshop, you've scripted, then you have what is called a story Bible. So the story Bible puts out the characters of what you're looking for. So each character, there's a bio. So you know what, like if you talk about Scar in Shantytown, there's his mannerism, the way he talks, the way he works, the way he dresses. When he goes to meet the chief, there's a way he dresses. When he is in the shanty, there's a way he dresses. So you need to look for somebody that can interpret that. It's a hard role and also a soft part, because you can see that Scar has a hard part and a soft part. So when you're casting, you're looking for the ideal actor or the talent that can bring that to life, because being authentic is very important. Because when you see it, when you see the stars of Shantytown or Slum King won AMVC award last year as the best Mnet series. When you see the young actors that did Slum King, oh my God. Episode 2, I filmed it, but when I was watching it, I cried. In fact, the people that called me on the day of the episode 2 were like, we're crying, everybody's crying, because they gave themselves into they delivered, they gave everything out. So when you're casting, you're looking for people, talents that are able to bring out the character you want to see on screen, to be authentic so that people can relate to the character. So it's very, very key. So when you're talking about casting, when I'm casting, I have casting director. I have my director as well, because the director, we're working with the actors. He knows actually the look and the feel of what he wants, and so he'll be there as well. The scriptwriter will be there as well. I myself and some other people. And what we do, we have what we have outlined from the story Bible for what we're looking for. And if you give us that talent, we don't want to know whether you're famous, whether you're big, whether you're small. Talent is what we want. And that's what we had in Slum King. So if you go see Slum King, you will see that all the young actors that came, because it's like a young adult drama. They went from young to adult, coming of age. That's what it's called. You will see that every actor that represented the younger version down to the older version, they did very well.
Magdalene has put together this amazing mini documentary. It will add to our conversation. Let's see it.
Research has revealed that there are a lot of talented female artists who have made significant contributions to the art world. From painting, sculpture, fashion design, and various genres of art to tell stories and preserve history. Amongst the exceptional creative female artists of Nigeria is Umar Mohammed, an assistant manager programs, Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
So you can come in and have a look and see what I have done so far. Let me see what my guests have done so far. Wow, Uma, this is great. Thank you. I love this color, the trees.
Thank you. Most of the trees we have in northern Nigeria are a neem tree, popularly known as dogonyaro. Some people call it dogonyaro, and then some people call it darbegia. So most of the trees you see in northern Nigeria are...
This is a kind of trees you find over there?
Yes.
That reminds me, what makes the style of women in the visual arts outstanding? Share with me.
Well, it's very simple, because naturally women are artistic.
Oh yes.
And everything they do
unconsciously they get at, even when it comes to presentation of food to their spouses, it's done artistically. Even when they want to demand for something, they become artistic. The tone of their voice changes, and then they become poets.
Oh wow!
They become natural poets.
You can say that again.
So things like that. So when a woman decides to become creative, or when she decides to get into the creative world, she comes out outstanding.
Wow.
Yes, if she has all the right support.
It's even showing in your work.
It's showing because I have all the right support, and you are going to get supported by me now because I need you to do something.
Did you hear her? Let me not. Can I do something?
So you dip your brush into this.
What?
Dark green. Yes, this is dark green for the dark parts of the tree, and then you just touch up here, just the bottom part of the tree. Good. No. Somewhere here. Good. Very good.
Wow.
Very good.
Share with us. How far so far?
Well, it's not really competitive. It's more like an exhibition of your creativity to a surface. You know, if you look at it that way, then you will not really have any challenges with your other counterparts. Art in general is something that is natural, and you can either groom it or you can ungroom it. Ungroom it is in the sense that you have it, but you didn't take it further, you didn't study, you don't practice, but you have it naturally in you. So everything you do once in a while, people will see a little bit of artistic elements in it. But if you groom it by getting yourself schooled and also practicing, then the difference will be distinctively clear in that. And another thing about art is whatever you do, it's yours. It's your creation. Nobody, people plagiarize. You can see, like this particular artwork that I have, it can be done by 5 different people, but each painting by a different artist, you will see a different element in it. Women are everywhere. Women are naturally versatile. When you look into the performing sector, you see women, and when they decide to go into it, they do it wholeheartedly. When you look at even culinary art, which is also a form of art, women are outstanding there. When you look at visual arts too, women are also outstanding because it is natural in us. Most of the things we do, it's natural with us, and we have patience. Anybody that is patient will always come up with something outstanding because you have the patience, you have the time to do that. You were there at the exhibition yesterday and you saw what happened. People came, they were asking me questions about my work. I could talk, but I couldn't really do the marketing aspect very well because that is one aspect that we artists, we need to really learn and go into, and that's the topic for another day. That's the marketing strategy of the creative sector.
We are celebrating women. The title of this work is Don't Spoil My Swag. Don't spoil my swag. These are women. These are different women that are, they are career women. And you find out that in offices, in establishments, people want to bring them down. People don't want them to grow. So they are moving forward and turning back. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Don't stop my swag. Let me move on. Give me the opportunity to excel. Give me the opportunity to aspire to be whatever thing I want to be. That's the title of this work. And you can see the colors of the women, international women, the green, white. We have the... Yes. Don't spoil my swag. Yes, so we are here to celebrate, to empower, and to collaborate.
Art, they truly say, is life. Research reveals that art has the ability to reflect, shape, and changes understanding to some narratives untold through their drawings, painting, designs, as the list remains endless.
It gives us great pleasure to celebrate one of our own. Uma is one of our own.
Yes,
Doing us
Uma.
proud locally and internationally. You know, anytime she has an exhibition, you see NTA staff, we're wrong there because she is our member of this very creative family. So well done, Magdalene and Uma over there. You know, we're laughing. Keke said something. Said, don't stain something with your oil.
Don't stain my white.
Don't stain my white with your oil. You know, women, we have this swag. And what part of this celebration here is let's continue to move together. Celebrate. If today's Mrs. Chin being celebrated, let us rally and hype her. If tomorrow is Abba, let's do. When it's time for Shantytown, let's do. When is let's do it with joy. You will see how far we'll go. But tell me, you're doing something uncommon in Makodi, working with young people, a creative hub.
Yes.
What do you forecast?
Yes, so our real goal is to fill that gap, that exists. If you think about it, a lot of our creatives actually come from the Middle Belt, even if they are not from, but a lot of them live there. But then there's nothing to nurse that creativity.
They need the platform.
Yes, so it's a desperate need. Everybody is running to Lagos. Lagos is overpopulated. So let's create a space within our space to nurse and to birth or push out what exists.
So I would say that a lot of stories out there. Are there enough stories celebrating women?
No. Okay.
Are there? Because most of Mama G, the wicked stepmother. Then you see one, the woman is doing charm to king. Do we have enough positive stories celebrating the Nigerian woman? And I'll start with Mona Lisa.
Yeah, so women generally in all spheres of life, even in every establishment, are underrepresented. It's unfortunate because we live in a patriarchal society and a patriarchal world. It's not just in Africa. It's everywhere. Yeah. So even in parliament, even in political space, in the industry, we just have very few women. And the few women who are making impacts their jobs are not being sound out there. It's usually which man she's with, which, the things that they talk about her is really not about her work. So when I come in here and I hear that the woman who did Shantytown is seated here, and nobody is celebrating this amazing woman. It hits me, So we do really need to celebrate women more. It breaks my heart when I see few things that women have done, and that little thing they have done to impact the society, they're not talking about it.
The messages are coming. I wanted to express my sincere gratitude to your wonderful work and support the streamlining of decency, or talking about decency in Nigerian youth. Thank you so much. Somebody's saying thank you to all of you. Your work has made a difference, and I'm deeply thankful to KK. Your father has made us proud. Keep flying the flag.
But you think we women too, like parents, women in the home, shouldn't we also nurture our daughters? And every young girl in the environment is our daughter. Yes. If we see something, say something. Tell them how to groom. Yeah. We can role model them, informally. Are we doing enough of that? Oughtn't we?
I don't know if we're doing enough of that, but like she said, if you're going to correct and love, I mean, I work with girls a lot, and I love working with girls because I love to be able to even tell my story to them, and I feel like from my story they get to learn. I would like to believe that there's no female that has left my space and hasn't gotten something positive from it. I mean, I would say one of the first people that I worked with in Nigeria is Mimi Bartels, and you all know Mimi Bartels and see how fantastically well she's doing.
Well done.
And I feel like that's a proud.
Yes, so
so like
take your flowers anytime.
I take pleasure in working with young ladies. And I hope and I pray that all of them at least feel like they have benefited something from me. So it's very important, because if it's just the mom telling them, do this, they don't believe you. It's now left on us to help
all women.
The mothers. Yes.
All women, they are all our
by our lifestyle too.
Yes.
You don't talk and you don't show it.
Yes.
So your lifestyle speaks louder than your words.
Nice.
So as a film producer, and they come to your set, they see how you conduct yourself, how you put things, how you put yourself together. They want to do that because they don't want to come to your set. They don't want to come to your set looking different from who you are. So orientation, the way you carry yourself, your lifestyle matters. You don't need to speak all the time.
Yes,
thank you so much.
You don't like talking.
When you have the opportunity,
I don't like talking.
When you have the opportunity, you should speak, right? Like Joy has the opportunity, the uncommon one, to sign us out of this amazing experience today. We thank you. Mona Lisa Chinda, we thank you. Chichi, we thank you so much, Keke, for being a part of the show. So, Joy, seeing goes out into greatness for all women.
We are going to be dancing Afro gospel.
Oh, okay. So should we be on our feet?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's accompany her.
We are waiting for the sound.
Okay,
she needs our dancing support. Yes.
Financial support, dancing support.
Feel free. No, just dance. You take it from that point.
I just want to give you all the praise.
I give you glory. Consuming fire. You know they tire. I give you praise, I give you glory, unconsuming fire, you know that fire. I give you praise, I give you glory, unconsuming fire, you know that fire. Oh. Sí, ẹ̀yin bàbá. Aláwọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀, kò rọ́mọ níṣẹ́ fàyà sí ẹ̀yin bàbá.